Hey guys, Laggimus Prime here with another deck profile. Today I'm going to be showing off a little pet project of mine. As you can probably tell by the thumbnail and title, it's going to be Hexeblaumon. Now, you might think, why am I doing a deck profile on this? The deck is pretty old, probably not very consistent or very powerful at the moment, but I honestly feel that this deck has some potential in maybe this format. Um, Especially with Shine Gray, Mirage Gal, Belphemon, stuff that really either needs sources or doesn't really have very many sources. That's where Hex Blau comes in. But I'll get to that in a minute. Right now, I'll show off how we started off. I'll show how we kick it off. All right, so first off, we'll have our egg, Kiaromon. So this is our little egg here that I use. So your turn once per turn. When one of your opponent's Digivolution cards is trashed, you draw one. You need draw power with this deck. That is essential. Definitely need it. We need the draw because you got to get the pieces that you need. Now, then we move on to our level 3s. Our first 4 level 3s. A lot of these will not have very many Wind Digivolving effects. We're mostly looking for the inheritables. So for our first one is the Promo Gomamon. We're running 4 of these. Very simple effect. Once per turn, when you trash a source, you gain a memory. Very simple. Not too difficult to learn, not too difficult to do, and it can help you keep your turn, do more plays. Then for our next level 3, we run the BT5 Blue Loco. I only have 3, mainly due to the fact that I only got 3. I would run 4, but it's all right. So it's the same effect as Gomamon. When you trash a source, you gain a memory. Pretty simple effect. For my one of level 3, I run just a single Blue Locomon, the promo Blue Loco. It's the security one. So if this is hitting security at the end of battle, you draw 2 and then you add it to your hand. I used to have this at 4. This used to be replacing this, but it's a security effect, and honestly, I never see it in there. So I just run it as a one of. Then my last level 4s, a little tech that I like to run in here because it actually can help out quite a lot in preventing your opponent from doing plays. So I have, here in the middle for you guys to see, 4 of Snow Agumon. Now, this really has to make your opponent think about what they're going to do instead of just simply playing out stuff and Digivolving for free and everything like that. So, Snow Agumon, when it's your opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards will Digivolve, they have to increase the cost by 1. So, this will make a 3 cost into a 4 cost. This will make a 4 cost into a 5 into a 6. It's very simple, but it definitely makes your opponents have to think first before they just start straight Digivolving, because they can't just Digivolve and get away with it anymore. And these effects do stack. So if you have multiple Snow Agumons or more of the level 4s that I'm about to show off, then they will even increase it higher. I had a match against somebody. They had to Digivolve for 5, and it made it go up to 7 cost to Digivolve. It hurt them pretty badly. In order to keep going off with that effect, here's the level 4s. We're going to be playing 4 of Pale Dramon. So when Digivolving, choose one of the Digivolution card under one of your opponent's Digimon and trash it. So you choose the source that you want to get rid of and trash it. And then opponent's turn, same thing as a Snow Agu. They have to increase the Digivolution cost by 1 if they don't have a source. But you're going to be trashing a lot of sources, so this comes in handy quite often, and it pops up a lot. On to the next level 4s. I've just recently swapped this in here just to try to put a little bit more pressure on the opponent, though this hasn't come up very often. I might swap it out for something in the future, but so far it's not doing too bad. I'm running 4 Geckomons from BT12. And opponent's turn, once per turn, when an opponent's Digimon attacks, trash the bottom Digivolution card of one of their Digimon. So it's another way to add pressure and to strip sources when they try to just start attacking you. It can help out a few times here and there, but I haven't really had it proc too many times yet. On to our next level 4s. I'm running 3 Digimons. I'm running 3 of these, mainly because it's an okay Digimon to have, but you're already trashing a lot of sources sometimes whenever you're attacking or simply Digivolving. So the inheritable for this is just when attacking, you trash 1 Digivolution card from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon, which can help because you're not always trashing everything, so you need the extra trash. But the main effect is really good. So when your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards in play, this Digimon gains jamming. So he can be your early swinging potential if you're able to trash some sources. And then we're running the one-of hybrid Korikakumon. Korikakumon is a very notorious card, especially mixed with Tommy, which you'll see. You can't run a strip sourcing deck without running Tommy. But yeah, so you can, it's a hybrid, so you can Digivolve on into a Tamer, so you can swing for game with it. But when Digivolving, if a card with hybrid in its traits or Tommy is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, one of your opponent's Digimon with no sources can't attack or block until the end of their next turn. Another way to stun your opponent and prevent them from getting their stuff. On to our level 5s. We have 4 Majiramon. Majiramon it really does help this deck in potentially swinging for more and doing a little bit more damage here and there. But Majiramon, when Digivolving, you trash a source from the top of one of your opponent's Digimon, which is usually their best source from time to time, so this can help out in getting rid of that. And then the inheritable is when attacking once per turn, if your opponent has no Digimon with Digivolution cards in play, you unsuspend this Digimon. So this can help you in swinging, unsuspend, swing again, so you essentially get another attack. But combined with one of my level 6s, I've actually been able to swing and kill an opponent a single turn. Not like a, turn 3 and I kill them instantly. No, it's more like I build up the stack. They have a bunch of targets on the field and I do multiple hits, but I'll show you that in a minute. As for our next level 5, I'm running this little spicy tech. This just came into BT12 along with the Gekomons. I'm running at least 3 Shogun Gekomons. So when Digivolving, by placing 1 blue level 5 or lower Digimon card from your hand as this bottom Digivolution card of this Digimon, trash the bottom 2 Digivolution cards of 2 of your opponent's Digimon. So 2 Digimon you can get rid of sources. And then all turns once per turn, when a Digivolution card of an opponent's Digimon is trashed, you gain a memory. You have no idea how much I wish this effect was an inheritable. It would be so much better if it was an inheritable, because you're going to be going into a level 6 on top of this. So it usually, you don't get very much of an inheritable. You can get one if you take like Majiramon or any of these and put it underneath it and you get an inheritable that way. But if it at least had an inheritable, this would be I would run this at 4 by far. And then I'm running 1 more level 5. I'm running a Crisp Paildramon. I probably would have the security attack +1 with this, but I ordered them in the mail and they didn't show up. So I'm running just 1 of these. These used to be 4 of with the Shogun Gekus, but whenever these came out in BT12, I wanted to give these a try, and they are actually quite helpful because all turns once per turn. When a Digivolution card is trashed, you gain a memory. So this actually has come up quite often because I've used the effect of this to put a Gomamon or a Blue Loco underneath, and then I gain 2 memory instead of 1. But still. Crisp Paildramon is choose 2 Digivolution cards from under one of your opponent's Digimon and trash them. Then one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of your opponent's turn. Simple effect. You just pretty much stun them. On to our level 6s. We're running 4 of Hexeblaumon, the main star of the deck, the one that really, this is the one that you really want to see more often than none, because Hexeblau is the main way to stop your opponents from being able to do their effects. Like, they can't attack. One of the best examples I can think of is Shine Gray. Hexeblaumon all turns, your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block. So as soon as they try to promote the Marcus or they try to get one on there, he can't attack or block. He has no sources, and there's no way to put any underneath him either. So they won't be getting the free Evos every single time they swing. But when attacking, though, you trash up to 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if your opponent has a Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, he gains jamming for the turn. So you swing, trash some sources. If they have at least one Digimon with no sources, he gains jamming, and he needs it because he's only 11k. The amount of times I've swung into security with this guy and he's hit 11, 12, 13k is a lot. Way too many times. But he's the main star of the deck. But I do run 2 other level 6s that have won me some games before. I'm running 2 Hexeblaumons from BT6. Now, his effect is when Digivolving, you trash 1 Digivolution card from the bottom of all of your opponent's Digimon. Then gain 1 memory for each of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards. It's a cost of 5, but it can be reduced to pretty much 0 if they have enough bodies on board. So your turn, for each Digimon with no Digivolution cards your opponent has in play, he gains security attack +1. This, combined with Majiramon, is great. Especially if your opponent has a wide board and you've already cleared a bunch of their stuff. Because you Digivolve Hexeblaumon, top of Majiramon, gain your memory back. Then he has security +1. I went into a game where I was going against, it had Dorbrick in it, but I can't remember what they're called. I think it was Dragon Links. And they had no sources. None of them had sources. So they had like 4 or 5 bodies on board. He gained security attack +4. Swung. They had no sources. Majiramon unsuspends. And then he just swings for game because he's already cleared all of security in a single turn. So I love this card in the deck. Only problem is we don't run anything in here that increases the DP. So if he hits a high body, it ends the whole entire thing. The one problem with this deck is that it is a glass cannon. If it gets hit in security or there's no protections, there's nothing really being able to save it. So if it gets hit, and you got to start all over. But here we go. Let's go on to the Tamers, though. So we're running 3 of the Kyo. Man, I don't really know how to say his name, but I'll just call him Kyo. The memory setter. And your turn, when you attack with a Digimon that has Jellymon in its name or is a level 5 or higher, if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you can suspend this Tamer to draw 1. You need the draw power and the memory setter, so he's really good to have in the deck. You don't really run Jellymon in this, so you're not really going to benefit too much from that effect. And then for the other Tamers, we're running 2 Sora and Joe. This is a source stripping deck, so you need the more memory. This comes in handy. Start of your turn. If your opponent has 1 Digimon with no Digivolution cards in play, you gain 2 memory. And then when you attack with the blue Digimon, you can suspend the Tamer to trash 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. So it works really well with Hexeblaumon. You swing, trash 2 sources, suspend the Tamer, trash some more sources. Now, it wouldn't be a source stripping deck without the one of Tommy. Yeah, you have to have Tommy in this. Security, play it without paying its cost, and then on play, trash 3 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. Great. It's great. And then if you get the hybrid in your hand, inheritable when attacking once per turn until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of your opponent's Digimon with no sources can't attack or block. There's a reason why they limited this to 1, but we can run it in here. Now on to the options. There's just a couple of options that we play. I run at least 3 blue mem boosts. I know it's kind of going off screen here, but I'm running out of space. But yeah, 3 blue mem boosts. We need to find our pieces and we need to find them fast. Plus the memory gain will be great. 3 blue mem boosts, pretty much main, reveal the top 4 cards of your deck, add a blue Digimon. That's pretty much it. And then you place the rest on bottom. And on your next turn, you can trash it to gain 2 memory. And you can't run a source stripping deck. You need Tommy. You need that. You need Sorai. No, this is probably a terrible placement for all these, but yeah. So I run 3 blue Mimboost, 3 Sorai. So main, trash the top 4 Digivolution cards on one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of your opponent's turn. Your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack. This has stalled out turns for me against Shine Gray. That has helped out a lot. It was able to let me stall and build up another body on board and hopefully like bring myself back from defeat. But yeah, this is the deck profile. Hopefully you guys don't mind it too much. It's a little bit of a work in progress. I am definitely waiting for the support in BT13 where I can add even more stuff to this, because it won't be limited to having no sources. It'll be equal or less than sources, because this deck gets hit pretty badly with X antibody. X antibody cannot be removed, so it can't really get past that. So it kind of suffers from that. But still, I do like this deck. I think it's quite interesting. I don't really know what I could recommend to improve it, but if you guys have any ideas, please let me know in the comments below what I could put in here to maybe make it better. There is one option card that I used to run in the deck that is kind of memey. It's really funny. It definitely can ruin a Machine Dramon player's day. It's Heart's Attack. I used to run this in place of Sorai, but this is actually a really funny card to use. It has no security effect, so if it's in security, it's a bummer. But if you have it in your hand, it's a 3 cost. Main, trash all Digivolution cards under one of your opponent's Digimon. It's funny. I think it's absolutely hilarious because you just play 3, get rid of all their sources. Like Sorai can get rid of top 4, but you just get rid of all their sources, and it's, especially for a Machine Dramon player, they are not happy. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. As I said, let me know in the comments below what you think I can do to improve the deck. And yeah, well, thank you again, and I'll catch you later.